Sophie, do you remember the first time that all of your different experiences, running the EdTech podcast and your B2B experiences, coalesced into the idea for WorkTripp?
I do a bit, because I had just come out of lockdown, like some kind of butterfly exiting its chrysalis. And I was at
I don't think that's how most people came out of lockdown.
well, I didn't, but I just felt very excited and a bit nervous. So it was going to this entrepreneurial networking event, and it was down in Falmouth, I think. Yeah, Falmouth University. So it was a bunch of really smart women, all with entrepreneurial mindset, and there was this fantastic talk from the Vice Chancellor. And anyway, I kind of had this kernel of an idea bubbling around. So it was also a mixture. So and the point being that going to that event and being inspired by women in the later stages of their life who'd had this fantastic career and had been bold and brave and come out the other end, I think it was, kind of lit the fire at the right time. The idea itself, as you alluded to, was a little bit a combination of 7 years of doing the podcast, and perhaps being at the right point for a new challenge, but also listening to the conversations on the podcast and that feeding in, but also a lot of emphasis all around me in what I read and saw around how the world of work was changing. And I had experienced remote work for 7 years, and now this was becoming a very much more mainstream thing. And so I found that it was a very interesting question to think about, well, how do you sustain that? And people were talking about sort of this quarterly cadence. So, whatever type of team you are, the future of all of our teams, whether you're fully in office, hybrid, fully remote, all of them to some extent have an element of distributed teams about them. So we're quite used to now, whether you have sort of colleagues, whether those are contractors or subcontractors or whatever the arrangement is, in different countries, and working asynchronously as a result, probably. And so I became really interested, if this is becoming more and more mainstream, driven by lots of factors, well, how do you sustain that? And could my past experience in bringing people together in events, in the business world, in the tech world, and thinking about, with the EdTech analogy, technology is brilliant, it helped to connect us online, but we missed going into schools, we missed being able to be in person to some extent in universities, socializing, learning in that kind of peer-to-peer, in-person environment, connecting, understanding each other. And so there's this sort of perfect alchemy. And I went to an event, got very excited, and I remember driving to my brother's house afterwards and just sort of saying, I think I'm going to set up this company, and then just driving home and feeling like, oh, okay, and it was all sort of bubbling away. So that's how it started. Cheers.
Cheers.
Good day.
Good day.